Hi, this is going to be a dynamic practice. We're going to be powering up through the legs, doing a little bit of core work, and also working on some arm strength as well through the sequence. So, as always, be mindful of how you're feeling right now. If you need to take a rest, then feel free to come down onto the knees, take child's pose, or lay on your back, however you want to take a pause, and then just return to the practice when you feel like you can join back in. Okay, so we're going to start by coming onto your knees. Now, obviously, if this is uncomfortable for you, then come round into a cross-legged or whatever seated position suits you. If you can, though, start on your knees. We're going to bring the palms facing up and close the eyes. So take a deep breath in through the nose and out through the mouth. And again, breathing in, lift up tall through the crown of the head. And exhale, allow those shoulders to melt down away from the ears. One more time, inhale, find that length in the spine. Exhale, grounding down through the lower part of the body. And then take a few moments to pause here. So if you have had a particularly busy day, or maybe your mind is quite active, then this is an important part of the practice to take a few moments just to arrive onto your mat and allow yourself to start that journey of letting go of the day's events. So tune in, see how you feel this evening. Notice all those physical aspects of the body. Notice if there's any tension being held, any tightness. And working with the breath. Breathing in and exhaling, letting go a little bit more if you can. Bringing the lips softly together. Let's start our breathing in and out of the nostrils. Now take a moment to notice how you're breathing. So notice how you breathe through the belly, that movement there. The expansion as you breathe in, the release as you exhale. That rise and fall of the chest. Couple more breaths here. And then after your next exhale, we're going to open the eyes and then start to raise the hands up high above the head. Interlace the fingers together, start to push the palms up towards the ceiling. Feel that stretch all the way through the side of the body. Have a little bit of a wiggle if you want to. Lengthening up. And then release, take that right hand down next to the body, left arm reaches over, palm facing down towards the floor. Good, inhale up, come over to the left side, hand grounds, right arm lengthens over. And all the way back up. Good, left hand comes across to the right thigh, and then the right hand sweeps behind. We're going to inhale, exhale, take a twist. Come back around to the other side. Right hand to left leg this time. Left hand behind. Inhale. Exhale, twisting. And then come back round to the center. Okay, we're going to come onto hands and knees, so tabletop position. Again, pad under your knees if you need anything there. Stack your shoulders above your wrist, your hips above your knees. We're going to take a few rounds of cat and cow. So inhale, drop the belly down, arch the back, take the gaze up. Exhale, push into the hands, push out between the shoulder blades. Inhaling up. Exhale, release the head, take the gaze to the belly. Good, inhale up. Last one, exhale, round in here. come back to a long spine. We're going to extend the right leg behind, flex the foot. We want the heel of the foot to stay roughly in line with the hip. Lift up through the lower part of the belly and extend the left arm in front into tiger pose. Take the gaze towards the top of the mat. Good. A few more breaths here. Press into the right hand, ground yourself down. And release. Take the hand and knee down. You're going to extend the left leg behind you. Right arm comes in front. So if you can hug in through the glute here. So lifting the lower belly, hugging in through the left glute. Lengthen all the way through to the fingertips, flexing that back foot. One more breath. And release. Take the hand and knee down. We're going to tuck under the toes, spread the fingers wide, enter into our first downward dog. So lift the knees, take the tailbone up, coming into a little bit of a V shape here, and then pedal the heels up and down. So we're going to work with the breath here. So we're going to inhale onto the toes of one foot, exhale to the heel of the other. Inhale here, exhale down. So do that a few more times. Good, and then we're going to gaze between the hands. You're going to walk your feet forward, coming into your ragdoll position. So keeping the feet about 2 fists apart, work your hands to your elbows, and then relax the head down towards the floor. Let the body be heavy here as you fold. Good, rock backwards and forwards into the feet, so come to the heel of the foot, and then rock forward into the toes. Yeah, keeping that breath in and out of the nostrils. Good. Take the hands down towards the floor. We're going to put a slight bend in the knees, ground into the feet, and then roll your way all the way up into standing. Okay, we're going to stand at the top of the mat, take a few rounds of Surya Namaskar A, Sun Salutation A. We'll do sort of a modified and forward inclusion chaturanga. So stand with your feet at the top of the mat, your big toes together, a gap between your heels. Okay, you're going to tuck your tailbone under and lengthen down your hands next to your side. Okay, inhale, bring the palms together, reach them up overhead. Exhale, fold forward, release the head. Inhale, you're going to come either onto your fingertips or bring your hands to your shins, draw your shoulders back. Take the hands to the floor, step back into plank. So your shoulders are over your wrists, you're long through the body. We're going to modify taking the knees to the floor, release the toes. Lower the chest, keep the tailbone high. Inhale, sweep up either low cobra, lifting the chest, or high cobra. Good, tuck your toes, downward dog. Good, so feet about 2 fists apart here, spread through the fingers nice and wide, and gaze to the belly. Good, find that flow of breath in and out of the nostrils. Yeah, 2 more rounds here. Gaze between the hands, step or walk the feet forward. You can always help them along if you need to. Good, inhale, fingertips or hands to shins. Exhale, fold, release the head. Palms together, inhale up. Exhale, back to Tadasana. Inhale, gaze with your thumb. Exhale, folding forwards. Good, inhale, fingers or shins, belly hugs in. Exhale, step or float to plank. Good, shoulders over your wrists. You can modify as we did before, or you can take Chaturanga Dandasana. So elbows come towards the wrist. You're going to shift your weight slightly forward. You're going to lower halfway until your shoulders and elbows come aligned, and then press into the hands, lengthening the arms. Cobra or upward dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Good, so positioning those feet and the hands again. And then anchor down through the heels of the feet. Push them down. Lift up with the tailbone. Breathe in here. between the hands, step or walk the feet forward. Inhale, fingers or shins. Exhale, fold. Palms together, inhale up. Exhale, Tadasana. Good, we're going to start to step the right foot back. Okay, keep the front knee bent over the ankles. So you're coming into a high lunge here. You want to keep the back thigh lifted. You're going to inhale, raise the arms up towards the ceiling. Now hug up into that right glute. Good, inhale. Exhale, lower that back knee, hover it above the floor. Inhale up. Exhale down. Inhale up, one more. Exhale, lower. Inhale up. Good, now start to bring the hands to heart center. Turn into warrior two. So you're turning that back foot. Heel comes in line with the arch. Extend through the arms. Gaze down to the left hand. Okay, focus here. You know, soften your shoulders. One more breath. Release the hands to the waist. Turn yourself back round into a high lunge. I'm going to bring the hands down to the floor either side of that foot. Place the weight into the left foot. Raise the right leg up behind you. So stand in split preparation. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, folding forward over that left leg. Release the head. Couple of breaths here. Yeah, put a slight bend in that left knee. Ground down into the foot. Work your hands to heart center into prayer. And then press into that left leg. Bring yourself up. Warrior three. Nice and strong with that left leg. Option to extend the arms out in front. Good. Hands back to the waist. Sweep that back foot straight through and up in front of you. Keep it bent. We're going to take a twist. The left hand to the outside of the right knee. And then take that right arm behind you, extending it out. Option to turn the gaze towards that right hand. Good. Turn back around towards the top of the mat. Release the foot down. Have the feet hip width apart. Hands to the waist. Inhale. Exhale, folding forward towards your feet. So, either take in ragdoll position again, or loop the first two fingers around the big toe. Okay, big toes. Inhale, lengthen the spine. Exhale, folding forward, release the head down. Okay, so if it is tight in your hamstrings, you can put a slight bend in that front knee. Okay, it doesn't matter. You're just still lifting up through the tailbone. Few breaths here. Yeah, bring those hands to the waist, bend in the knees if you haven't done so already, and slowly raise all the way back up. Okay, so we'll do the other side. Left leg steps back into that high lunge, front knee over the ankle. Good, inhale, raise the arms up. Take a breath here. Exhale, lower that knee, hover it above the floor. Inhaling, raising back up. Exhale, hover the knee. Inhale up, one more. Exhale. Good. Inhale up. Warrior two. Turn on that back foot. Extend the arms out. Gaze down to your right hand this time. Anchor down through the feet and keep that front knee over the ankle. Good. Come back to your breathing. That breathing in and out of the nostrils. One more breath. Good. Hands to the waist. Turn your back foot so you're coming back into your high lunge. Okay. We're going to take those hands down to the top of the mat, either side of that foot. Stand in split preparation. So ground into your right foot. Inhale, lift that left leg up. Okay. Inhale to lengthen. Exhale, fold and release the head. Couple of breaths here. Again, bend that knee if you need to. Good. Coming into warrior three. Hands come to the center of the chest. Press into that foot, lifting yourself up. Option to extend the arms out in front. Good, and hands to the waist. Release the feet to the top of the mat. Utkatasana, bend the knees, lower down through the hips. Inhale, raise the arms. So keep those sit bones coming down low. Gaze between the hands. Good. And then come hands to heart center, release into a forward fold. Good, so gonna wiggle the feet as wide as the mat, maybe a little wider. See how you feel as we lower down into Malasana. So we're coming down between the knees into our yogi squat. Hands come to heart center, so the elbows are coming to the inside of the knees, encouraging that openness through the hips, lifting up tall through the spine, and take a few breaths here. Yeah, then lower your weight all the way down to the sit bones. Extend the legs away from you. Good. So we'll take a breath in. Inhale. Exhale. Paschimottanasana. So either hands come to the shins. You can use your strap if you've got one. Or first two fingers loop around the big toes. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale. Hinge at the hips. Fold yourself forward. Gaze to the big toes. Good, inhale up. I want you to bend the knees, so we're going to enter into a little bit of core work now. Okay, so bringing the hands behind the knees, I'd like for you to lift up through the chest, draw the shoulders back, and then start to just come off those sit bones and lift the legs up. So you can keep your hands behind your knees here, or bring them out, palms facing up, continuing to lift up through the chest. So let's gaze to the toes and breathe here. Couple more breaths, smile if you can. Good. Now cross over the ankles. We're going to rock up onto the hands. So find your feet onto the hands. Step or hop back into your plank. Good. So shoulders over the wrists. You can do modified with knees to the floor or chaturanga. So lowering, keep the elbows close. Inhale, cobra or upward facing dog. Lifting the knees. Exhale, downward facing dog. Good, take a round of breath here. Gaze between the hands. You're going to step yourself straight back through into Navasana. So coming to the feet, the sit bones straight back up with the legs. So again, either hands behind or out to the side. Okay, we're going to do a little bit of low boat to high boat now. Okay, so really get deep into those abdominal muscles. All right, so going to lower down, but hover the shoulders and the feet above the floor. And I want you to pull down through the belly towards the floor and all the way back up. Good, lower down, hover, all the way back up. Good, we'll do that one more time. Lower, pulling that belly down nice and strong, all the way back up. Good, so either cross and lift up to sit back down, or vinyasa in through. So hands to the top of the mat, back into plank. Lower, inhale up, exhale, find the knees, downward facing dog. Good, take a round of breath. Gaze between the hands, we're going to step ourselves way back through, back into Navasana, last one, last round, okay? Hands come to heart center. Keep the knees bent and lifting up through the chest, and we're going to take a little bit of side to side. So we're going to bring the hands over to the right, and then we're going to twist, taking them over to the left. Okay, give yourself a little bit more room. Okay, so right, left. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Come back to Navasana, cross the feet, back into plank. Good, and I like to drop down onto the knees. Okay, so the next pose we're going to do is side plank. So you can do this supported if you wish. So we'll start with the left side so I can show you. So keep the left knee grounded and the left hand grounded. You extend the right leg towards the back of the mat. Place all the weight into the left hand and extend the right arm up towards the ceiling. Okay, so this is your supported side plank. If, however, you would like to go for a full side plank, then you step back into full plank and you start to turn onto your feet, placing that weight in the left hand and then reaching up with the right hand. Okay, so come into your knees and we'll start. Okay, so we've supported all four. We'll go into the right side first, okay? So weight into the right hand, extend through the left arm. Gaze towards the ceiling if you feel comfortable. Breathe. And release. Good. Bringing the knees down and we'll go over to the other side. So left knee stands grounded or full plank. Good. Onto the side of the feet, extend through the right arm. If you want, you can restack the feet one on top of the other as you press down to that left hand and reach up through the right. Keep the hips lifted. Good. And release. Come back round into plank. Take your knees, then come all the way down to your belly. Okay, I'd like you to come up onto your forearms into Sphinx pose. So stack your shoulders above your elbows, spread your fingers wide, ground down, and then lift up with the chest, roll the shoulders back, and take the gaze in front of you. Okay, so the heart's probably racing a little bit now, so we're going to start to slow things down. Yeah, and then lower your chest down. Hands under the shoulders, we're going to press back into Balasana, into Child's Pose. Pressing yourself back, sit bones come towards the heels of the feet. Feel free to take a wide-legged one if that feels better, and we'll take active. So extend the arms out in front, release the forehead to the mat. Feel free to close the eyes, and if you have generated quite a lot of heat here, feel free to start exhaling through the mouth. So inhale. So a couple of breaths here, pausing in Child's Pose. One more round. And then coming up. Sit on your feet. We're going to swing the legs around in front. Okay. So coming to bring a seated, coming to a seated position. And we're going to lengthen forward. So get those sit bones grounded. And we're going to reach our hands. It doesn't matter how far the hands come. And you're going to release your forehead down towards the floor. Okay, so if you've got a block or a pillow or something, feel free to rest your head on a pillow and lengthen it all the way down. Walk the hands back in towards you, come up to seated. We're going to switch the other leg round in front. Okay, lengthen forward again. Again, remembering that you might feel really quite different on each side. So this side might feel a lot tighter, it might feel a lot looser, so bear that in mind as well. Walking the hands back in towards you, draw the knees together. We're going to finish with the spinal twist, so come down onto your back. Okay, bring the knees in towards your chest for a second, have a little rock from side to side so you can feel your lower back in the floor. And then we'll go over to the right side, so drop the knees over to the right. Extend the left arm out long if you've got the room. If you haven't, you can bend at the elbow, bring it into cactus. We're going to turn the head over towards that left side and close the eyes. Okay, take a deep breath in and out of the mouth. and spend a few moments here in a spinal twist. Bring the knees up to center. We're going to go over to the other side. So the knees drop to the left, head turns to the right. If you do need it, you can always place a pillow or something underneath those knees, so it gives you a bit of extra height. So we want the shoulders to stay grounded if you can. Come back to center. Bring the knees in one more time for a hug. So rock gently from side to side. Good. And then we're going to take the feet as wide as the mat for Shavasana. So wide as the mat, drop the knees together. Rest your hands either next to the body, palms facing up. If it feels a bit more secure, a bit more comforting for you, bring them onto your belly. Even bring one hand to the chest if you want to. And we'll close the eyes. Okay, take a little pause here. Pause to soften. To connect. Connect with how your breath is flowing right now. Connect with any sensations that are arising in the body after that practice. Take a deep breath in, feel the breath rise all the way up into the chest, and exhale down to the belly. And take your time as you lay here in Shavasana, the most important aspect of our practice, taking rest, taking that moment to truly feel that stillness that we can bring into the body, into the mind. So feel free to stay here for a little longer. Otherwise, you can start to bring the knees in towards the chest. Give yourself a little hug and then roll over onto your right side and pause there. And start to make your way up into seated. Keep the eyes closed. Come to seated position. And then bring your hands together at heart center. And give thanks to yourself for this practice, for the energy, for the strength that you've put into this. Bowing the head. Namaste. Thank you very much. I hope you've enjoyed that dynamic practice. If you have, then obviously please give it a like. If you'd like to see more videos from me, then you can subscribe to the channel. They'll be coming out every Tuesday and Thursday. So thank you very much.